Welcome to The Social Scene. This is a podcast where culture, community, and connection meet with social media. My name is Elena Kachan, aka Queen City E.
And I'm Meredith Dean at Marinator, and we're talking about how you can make offline impact with your online presence, but also just navigating our 30s as besties.
I love it. I'm so excited we're here.
I am so excited we're here. I love Charlotte Starroom.
Coming. I know. This has been a long time coming, and we are in a beautiful studio space. Shout out to Charlotte Starroom for hosting. They do it all, guys. Like everything, if you are looking to take your content to the next level, they've got you covered, which is amazing.
And we also love their values, which is really important during this time, especially.
Today's episode is about how to leverage your influence for good. And that's a big theme that you lean on a lot in your business. And I'm really excited to jump into it. It's important to both of us. We kind of wanted to give you a little bit of an intro before we jump in, just of who we are, why we're doing this, all of the things, who it's for, really. And I can kick us off.
Yes, please.
Okay. So my name is Elena. I am a marketing strategist, content creator, teacher, now podcaster. I do a lot of different things. I lead social strategy at an agency and ultimately love pouring into Charlotte and my community specifically. And we met at a nonprofit, young professionals group.
Through the World Economic Forum.
However many years ago was that? What was that?
It was in 2019.
2019.
You don't remember our love story?
Yeah, how can I forget? We met in 2019 and we've been best friends ever since, but we do have a lot of overlap in terms of what we do and how we talk about what we do. And we just thought it would be really fun to showcase, our conversations and the day-to-day and what we think about, but how social media plays a role into that. So I'm excited to chat with you more.
Well, I'm Meredith Dean. I'm at Queen City E's best friend.
Period.
I'm Meredith Dean. So my background is journalism. So I've worked for CNN, Fox, CBS. Ryan Seacrest is what brought me here to Charlotte at Ryan Seacrest Studios. And I think it's cool that we both also have digital and broadcast journalism backgrounds. And my whole thing is being a hype girl through my company, The Dean's List. I help minority-owned and female-owned companies really show up online authentically and make that offline impact with their online presence, but also a wedding and event content creator. And I just love human beings, and I love having authentic conversations like this. And it's really great when you have a community of women, too, who believe in a lot of similar things, which is what we'll talk about.
Yeah, I'm super excited. You talk about this a lot, but using your platform for good without feeling overly performative. And it comes from a really special place for you in particular. Being in Charlotte, can you just fill us in on what's happening right now? Because I think this is going to be the core of how we'll develop this episode. But tell me what you're seeing.
Yes.
And give us the tea. What do we need to know?
Our immigrant communities here are in fear, predominantly our Hispanic and Latino populations. And it's really sad for me to see my friends, colleagues, people who are just afraid to even leave their homes because of ICE, because of Border Patrol. And, we can get into some of the arguments, and this is a heated thing, but to me, it's not a left or right issue. It's a right or wrong issue. It's about protecting these people and making them feel like they matter in our community. So there have been beautiful protests everywhere. You and I both went to the No Kings protests. I don't really believe in tyranny. I don't know who does. There's a reason why we left the Brits. We started as a country because of protests. And so for me, I've been trying to use my platform to make sure that Hispanic folks, Latino folks feel safe and to give as many resources as possible so people can feel protected. And also, how do we go support immigrant-owned businesses, especially because a lot of them are having to close their doors. For example, Manolo's Bakery, for the first time in 28 years, had to close his doors. And so I think it's really important for us to show up as a community, especially during this time.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to touch on this, because you have been showing up and everybody can see it. You're amplifying resources, you're debunking misinformation, you're sharing all kinds of things that people can do in the community. And I think that that's what's so special. So I'd be curious to hear how social media plays a role in that, because your life is online. We are both chronically online. So how do we leverage that tool and actually use it for good?
Well, first, I want to give you your flowers, too, because you're also showing up a ton. And it's something that I love about you and why we're also best friends. And also, our girlfriends, we have a girl crew called This or Better. They're also showing up in their own ways. So I first want to talk about actually a post that our friend Ohavia did. And I don't want anyone to feel like you're not able to help in this situation, because everyone is able to and has different forms of allyship. But Ohavia had said, bring your strengths to the service and what's real for you. Some march, some pray, some write to lawmakers, some fundraise, some speak up at council meetings, some create, some hold space for those that are affected, some amplify the reports, which is what we're talking about with social media, some record, social media, and some advocate. Whatever your sum is, bring it. And we need one another right now. So I loved that, because everyone has different forms of their allyship. And I can kind of talk about some things that are very specific you can do on social media, but I also want to address that I have the privilege of working for myself, and I'm also a white woman, a white blonde woman. So I'm able to be speaking about this, and I think it's my duty and my calling to be putting this out there. And also, as someone who deeply believes in God, I think that this is also what I'm called to do.
Yeah. I think what I want to dig into, because you've been so boots on the ground this past week and you've been kind of, consumed by it, your words, but
Yeah, very consumed.
and that's not a bad thing. But I do think, I guess, tell me where this started, because you've had influence for good as part of your mission as your business for forever. How are you layering that in with like what you already do? And because you're probably getting a lot of people being like, why now? What's the deal?
Yeah.
Like, what's up? But you've been doing this. So tell me a little bit about like the influence for good ethos that you stand
Yeah.
by as it relates to this now. Social media, I love your quote about like it being a power tool.
Social media is like a power
Yeah.
tool. You can either use it to build a house or you can saw your arm off. So we're going to try to build the house for sure. So I told you, my background is journalism. So I'm able to synthesize stories really quickly, but also search out for misinformation. So I'm really grateful for that side from University of Georgia with the digital and broadcast journalism. And then also working for CNN and those places. So I feel like it's our duty as citizens to also report about these things. And, anyone has a phone. Anyone has the ability to put things out there for good and to highlight injustices too. So that's the other thing, is you don't have to be some influencer. You don't have to have 10,000 followers to put out good, important information. And anyone's post can go viral. So we have the ability as human beings, no matter how many followers you have, to lift up other humans. So social media is not for vanity metrics and just liking someone's outfit and going to buy it. How are you getting people to show up at protests? How are you getting people to show up at businesses that are struggling? And we could even talk about the violinist who I just recorded a random video of this guy who is super amazing. I've never seen a violinist like him at this wedding. And I just talked to him and he was like, yeah, business has been really hard. His name is Justin Monday at Monday Violins. Take the video. I was like, hopefully this helps. Maybe you'll get some people that hear about you. He gained over 200,000 followers in 2 weeks, over 20 million impressions. The man's like booked out till 2030, got Shonda Rhimes' attention, Netflix. I mean, it is amazing just from that one post, what it's done to change his life. But anyone has the ability to do that and change someone's life for good. So that's where Influence for Good came from. But probably the reason I've been speaking up as much as I have is based on my family. So my both sets of my grandparents, Lula and Pop and Marty and Ray, they have been outspoken about human rights, trans rights. I mean, they were doing the right thing when it's not popular whatsoever. My grandfather's a tobacco farmer in Tennessee, ended up working for the FBI, has been an ally in so many different ways. My grandmother has been at all the marches, the women's marches. I mean, it's amazing to come from that family. A bunch of Southern white people, and it's really cool to be able to come from that, and I'm really proud of it.
You are actually really lucky that it runs in the family, and I think that that's something we've talked about a lot, but like understanding your freedom and the responsibility that you personally feel to speak out and use your channels for good. I've been in corporate marketing for 10 plus years, and I've always been walking a tightrope with what I can say online and what I share and how it makes me look and how it makes the companies that I work for look. And that's just the name of the game now. And you're in entrepreneurship. You've been in business for 10 plus years,
But I couldn't have done that when I was in corporate.
Right. And I think that that's just the interesting part. Like social media, you have to be strategic a little bit. It can't just be like dumping all information that you feel, but we're going to talk about in a little bit, like how fast everything moves. And you really do, you can't sit on an idea too long or it just gets away from you. Someone else is going to post it. So I think it's really great for folks like you who are doing the big work. And I'm having conversations behind the scenes where I can.
And that is so important what you are doing. I know how much you show up in your family and your friendships with colleagues and your DMs. You are constantly engaging people in good civil discourse and conversation. And that is huge. There's so much that we don't see on social media that people are
Oh,
doing
yeah.
to lift up other communities. And that's why I brought up Ohavia's thread that she put out, because there's so many different forms of allyship. I don't think that what I'm doing is better than what anyone else is, as long as you do something, you say something. And it can be private. It doesn't need to be online. Our whole lives don't have to be online. Mine might be, because that's something that I do for my day-to-day job. But I know that people risk a lot if they are putting those things out. And I mean, I can get into the amount of bullying and death threats that I've gotten, but it's more important for me. I feel like there's that calling to put the word out.
Yeah. And I think too, I want to speak to like the fact that social media is connecting us with people that we would have never had
Amen.
connections
Yes.
with in our lifetime. Like without it, we can meet people from another country doing work.
Yes.
We can meet people from another state doing work. Like the DMs are so powerful right now. It might not all be public facing.
Yeah.
The efforts that are going into it, the conversations that we're having. I mean, private communities have been surging because people don't want to have those conversations publicly. So I think social media is just an amazing place for people to gather and to like mobilize essentially and to get the information. I swear, I feel like I get my news from TikTok or social media or Twitter or
That
Threads.
is such a good point. I'm glad that you're talking about that, because that is where, I mean, traditional media, we're seeing how different it is now. People are getting their news from Threads, from Instagram.
Right.
And you have to also differentiate what is real and what's not with AI. So, I mean, that's what I'm teaching a lot of my reporters. I do social media coaching for reporters and anchors, and helping them with understanding how to monetize outside of, also, if it works with their contracts. But people are having to look towards social media as their new way of getting information out. And these stations are asking them to get, 3 reels out a day in addition to being on the newscast. And people aren't watching local news anymore like they used to. And that kills me as someone who worked in local news.
Yeah.
It's
Social
different.
media is the new TV.
It's the new
Truly.
TV. Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
So I know I wanted to touch on this, and this isn't going to be like every week we talk about something Charlotte specific, but I know it was top of mind for you, and I know how important it is to you. So wanted people to like get a peek behind the curtain of like what you're going through. But can you share, just for any listeners, any key tips or anything that they can keep in mind? I think right now I'm a little overwhelmed by the amount of information that's coming at me. So maybe for anybody who is overwhelmed, like what can they do? And we kind of noted, like, what are we doing besides looking on social media too? Like, how can we find joy outside of all of this information overload? So any tips that you have just from being someone boots on the ground and leveraging social?
So one of my favorite things I've been telling people right now is that choosing joy and wonder is also a form of protest. When it's every day feels so heavy for a lot of people right now, not just because of what's happening in Charlotte, but just around the world. I mean, if you are an informed citizen, you know that things could be a little crazy right now, locally and globally. But if we continue to choose our joy, and it's funny, I watched Sound of Music last night at Blumenthal, and the one song, these are a few of my favorite things, and it's all about just like the small things in life that we can lean into. So yeah, I would say that that's a big one. But for actual specific resources in Charlotte, I've written so many down. You're right. There's a million. But number one, go support immigrant-owned businesses. A lot of people are not putting out lists of the exact places, because that can become a target for ICE or for Border Patrol. But there are certain places like at Charlotte East, they do have lists of businesses that are still open. But you can buy from by immigrant hands. They have really great sweatshirts. I've been wearing mine like every day. I haven't even washed it. Yeah, kind of gross. But it's awesome. But Manolo's Bakery, you can buy even gift cards from them. When it comes to sharing verified sources, make sure you're going to at Carolina Migrant Network. That's a really big one. Besides Carolina Migrant Network, there's also Siembra NC. That's one that's doing boots on the ground every day. But remember that unverified reports, they're causing unnecessary fear for people. So I'm trying to also not share a bunch of videos that are honestly horrifying of brutality. It scares people. And I think what we need to do is share the helpful thing. So there's a hotline as well that you can put in your phone, and you can just call and it'll contact Siembra NC. Another thing is like, just make a sign. Make a sign that says, love everybody. Empathy is great. Like, you don't even have to get political. It's just human rights, and we need more love right now. So yesterday, I was with Indivisible Charlotte. That's another really, really great group that's here. They do random protests just for an hour, and it was so much fun. They brought out boom boxes. I was hanging out with all these old white folks, and I was like, it feels like I'm with my grandparents. I almost cried multiple times. But we are right above Independence, so we're right right there on the highway. Everyone's honking their horns and you feel like, oh my gosh, this is community. Like
Yeah.
everyone's in it together. I mean, the dump trucks are laying on their horns like, it was such a cool feeling. So I'd recommend going to a protest if you're comfortable with that. A lot of people are not. Also, you have to be respectful of ambulances. That's something that people don't remember. We put down our signs when there's an ambulance. Next thing is make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that are positive and do believe in similar values. And I know you can't do that all the time, but if you can find, even just have a phone call with someone that you love, that's going to help lift you up a lot.
Makes you feel a little less alone too.
Amen. I had someone yesterday who sent me a comment on one of my posts, and he had said, I met you at an event, and you used to be a respectful business person, and now you're just a crazy lib. And he went all in. And so then it made me question. I was like, oh my gosh, do people not see me as a respectable business person? Who do I text? My whole girl group. And I'm like, y'all, what do you think about this? Everyone goes in on this guy. Like it's like the army reports to the comments. Everyone's in there. Everyone's DMing him. And he was just sending me all these mean things. And I just kept being kind to him. I said, I'm going to continue to be respectful of you. You don't have to follow me. That's totally fine. But this is something I believe in.
And it's your channel.
And
you
it's
can do whatever
my
you
channel,
want.
sir. Anyway, he deleted his comment because he was like, what? Why is everyone coming after me? And I said, think twice before you put out something negative again.
Mean, yeah.
I mean, but it's true. Like, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I'm here for human rights and I'm here to support others.
Well, I think too, like social media can either be like awful or amazing at the same time. Like there is so much information out there, but there are mean people and mean trolls. So it's like following people who are putting out good energy or resources that you find compelling enough to share, or valid resources that are just sharing information, because it's like the fastest way that things are traveling. So
exactly. And I'm blocking at an average 35 people a day, and it feels great. I'm like, block. Blocking out the haters. I love it. It's great.
Yeah. I think social is just something that you and I are in every single day. We're chronically online. It is something that like we think about through and through. Like we have a lot of conversations about how we're leveraging it and for good, but then there's a dark side to it. So stay informed, like take breaks when you can.
Take breaks, put your feet in the grass.
Yeah,
man.
Go touch grass.
Go touch grass. A lot of times what I'll do is I love that you do your mental health walks too. I think that's really big. Getting outside, because also just feeling the sun, like that's going to help ground you. And also touching grass without your socks. This is something Native Americans did. And it's a grounding energy with the earth. I mean, I'll get into woo-woo stuff on this Social Scene podcast too, but it really is important. And we don't typically do that as humans. We're wearing our socks and our shoes every day. Sure. And we're missing actually touching the ground, which is grounding energy, right? It's Mother Earth. Yeah. So go do that.
I love that we balance, we know we're online, but we also make time to go do those things. So always finding moments outside of the chaos. Speaking of like just news and information overload, the power of moving fast. I want to speak to the people who might see yours and my content and be like, you're killing it. How do you get all of that out? Like, I think about that for you, and I don't even feel like I'm doing a good job. But for those who might want to post more.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you. For those who might want to post more, but like have analysis paralysis or overthinking every single thing, aka me, like speaking from someone who had 500 drafts before I got a new phone. It was pretty bad. Information moves so fast on social media. One trend could be relevant today and gone tomorrow. You could have an idea that just like completely leaves your brain. So I wanted to talk through like just progress over perfection. And I feel like I learned that from you, where we were in Europe and you were just like, just send it. Like, just go for it. It doesn't matter as much as you think it matters. I guess, can we talk about like the mindset that you get into when it comes to like just shipping things without overthinking? I struggle with this often, but I know I can't be the only one. So
that's normal. Every single one of my clients says the exact same thing, and friends too. They're like, I need to think about it more. I need like, just give me time and then I'll post it. And I'm like, just post the thing and listen to my voice. Just post it, because the world needs to benefit from your knowledge and your words. It's almost selfish not posting it out there. And the thing is if you are empowering other people, you are educating people, you are uplifting other people, why are you worried about posting it? If you feel in your gut, you're trying to help other people, freaking do it. Or if you're trying to entertain people and just give them a break in their day, we are getting thousands of data points when we wake up in the morning. Like, think about how you woke up in the morning to where we are today. How many emails did you get? Texts, calls, people reaching out to you It's overwhelming. Human beings were not meant to receive this much data and input. So how are they going to remember your post? I don't remember a post I even saw this morning.
No.
Just put it out there. And that's the other thing is you need to repeat yourself, because people aren't going to take action on something unless they see it multiple times. So it's funny. I used to, even for myself, I used to wait until you used to get so mad at me for this. I was like, I need a blue background because everything is blue, and it has to be during the day with a blue sky. I can't post it. It's a gray sky. And I've learned, just post it. No one cares about the perfection anymore. We had this millennial mindset of like, you got to have the perfect grid.
Gotta wait.
It's
Yeah.
actually the opposite now. People are rewarding the authentic, real, in the moment, not edited content. They want the real. And I'm glad that that honestly TikTok is what influenced Instagram on that.
I think so too. And honestly, just being your real, most authentic self, like talking to the camera videos. The more you can put your face out there, like we need more smart people on the internet. Like what you have to say and your expertise goes such a long way. But when you're in the weeds, you feel like, who cares?
Yeah.
Who needs to know this? Like, it doesn't really matter, but it actually does. And I'm learning that fast. And I've taught a class on like how to put yourself out there to get career growth, because I'm big on like visibility equals opportunity, and social media is the lowest barrier to entry for folks, like whether that's Instagram, whether that's LinkedIn or TikTok. And I use TikTok as like my experimental grounds. Like I just put anything that I'm feeling, and it's more practice. Like it's much more of a practice articulating my thoughts, being concise, being clear, and then like just sending it and see how it feels, and like not really being attached to the outcome of how it does. I think as creators, like that can be, your day is made or broken by how well a post did. But like when you're just continuously moving forward, you're not looking backwards. I mean, you are from a data perspective, and you're kind of like, oh, what post did well, but I do think that there's power in just like not overthinking and continuously posting and moving forward.
100%. And I like that you just said, did a post do well? I'm trying to teach my social media coaching clients, like, stop thinking, did something do well? The way that
Doesn't matter.
Well, the thing is that one of my clients, I was working with her, and I was working on this video for literally like 10 hours. And I was so excited about it. I was like, this is going to go viral. It's going to be amazing. How many likes do you think it got?
50.
It got 10 likes.
Okay.
And like 400 views. One of those likes was a $15,000 client for my client. It does not matter the amount of likes you have on something or views. It's the quality. That's why a lot of people are working with micro influencers now. You don't need to have 100,000 followers. They're looking at the actual comments, and are people really engaging and buying the things that you're actually putting out there. So I tell everyone, like, social media is like a playground. Just treat it like it's just really fun for you, and it's an experiment. Have a good time. And like, if you have good intentions and you know what you're putting out there is quality stuff, and you're feeling excited about it, just do it. Like,
people pick up on that energy, and the right people gravitate towards you based on what you want to share. Like I talk about coffee and I talk about shows that I'm really into, but the people who are also really into those things gravitate towards those types of pieces of content.
And not just gravitate too. It's also the algorithm is going to send it to the people that love coffee. Like that post that you did, the carousel of your go-to coffee spots.
Oh, yes.
That one did really, really well.
Crushed. I was like, I need to do more of these.
More coffee spots.
And I'm also like, from the corporate side, like, analyzing what does well and what doesn't is so important to how you like implement a strategy moving forward. Like you don't keep doing something that's not working. So it is important to like check back and try to understand what worked and what didn't. But I do think that even brands, like people are just really craving that messy, imperfect, like chaotic, camera in front of face, energy from your even execs. Like I just see it so much, and everyone's so afraid to like loosen up.
I mean, even for me, like, this is harder for me to look at this camera and talk to it when it's not a person. I can talking to you all day, right? Yeah. This is hard. So the way you have to do is you got to practice, and TikTok's a great playground to experiment there. And I've gotten better as a public speaker because of talking to the camera more. And so that's been really fun for me, is learning this, even the career side of me, and helping with my keynotes by speaking to the camera. And you encouraged me to do that, which I wasn't doing before. So thank you.
I know. I was like, I want to see more of your face, and I want to see like more. And I'm realizing that's the content I gravitate towards. And so it's sometimes hard to like get into that mindset. Like I need to do more of that. But then you overthink everything.
Correct.
So
Correct.
Godspeed. Yeah. I always say too, this is one of my favorite analogies from like how polished you should be on each platform. You remember when I shared the beer scale?
The beer scale. It's my favorite.
Good. I know. Okay, I'm going to share it here because when I saw this, it like blew my mind. But Star Room, maybe you guys can share this with your clients too, but the beer scale is something that kind of helps brands understand like how polished you should be. And if you think about LinkedIn being no beers, like you're at the
Yes.
corporate function, it's pretty standard. I mean, I'm on a mission to make LinkedIn fun again, but think through like a no beer lens. Instagram or Facebook, maybe, or Instagram, maybe 1 to 2 beers there. You're a little bit more loose, you're having a little bit more fun, but then TikTok is like 4 beers. And you're still the same person after 4 beers. You're just a little bit more fun. Like throw the playbook out the window. Be authentic. Like no
And
one
even
wants
unhinged works for a lot of people.
unhinged is fine. Like how do you think Duolingo popped off? Like I was just listening to a
Or
podcast with their
Dunkin'
creator.
Donuts.
People are going crazy over the behind the scenes silly stuff that brands are so not used to posting. And there's a little bit of like control that comes into that where it's like we have to be polished, we have to be perfect. Gone are the days, like truly. So I'm always trying to, I say this probably 10 times a day with my clients. I'm like, it is less about how polished and perfect it looks. Like, is the information going to resonate? Is it valuable to the end user? Is it unique to what you do? And if not, like, it's going to be hard to find some success with that. So I think we're learning that as we go. But I think it's just, you've taught me to ship it faster.
Well,
Much faster.
I mean, you were telling me earlier about at the Shakira concert, we were having such a good time, and
That shook me.
You say it. You say it.
Okay, y'all, Meredith used to be so particular about like we would post something and she'd be like, I can't post it unless it's like a perfectly blue, like filtered version for the feed. And you get recognized from your blue grid and it's been part of your brand. It is like your favorite color. I totally get that. And I try to like lock in on that. But we were at this Shakira concert, we're hanging out, and she just like starts videoing, and then she's like, I'm posting it. And I'm like, wait, what? We're not gonna wait for a blue filtered photo to go on the feed? Like, I was shocked, and I was so proud of you in that moment because you're like letting go of the public perception or the standards that you were holding yourself to. Because at the end of the day, like it was an authentic moment. You shared it, you felt good about it, and it blew up. So at the end of the day, no one is actually looking that hard. It's like, obviously, it could be a good reference point for your posts, but it doesn't have to be every single post and it doesn't have to feel so perfect for it to be successful. So I do think letting go of that perfection has been doing you some good just because I do think that you're shipping things way faster and you're making more authentic content in that sense. I love your interviews. They've been so fun. So if you don't follow her already, definitely give us both a follow.
All right, so this segment is going to be all about this or that, and we're going to do it with a social lens this time around. So, Elena, I'm putting you in the hot seat. You
All
ready?
right, let's go.
Short form or long form?
Well, I have a short attention span, so short form.
Received.
As we make a podcast.
Yeah, right. Hey, we're doing both. High quality or casual, unfiltered?
I think high quality, but more authentic. So a hybrid of the two.
Yeah, I guess this is not this or that. It's both for everything. Posting a story or posting the main feed?
I love stories.
God, main feed. Scrolling through TikTok or scrolling through Instagram?
TikTok for sure. I feel like it hits me right where it needs to.
Every
Always.
time. Receiving a DM or receiving a comment?
I like a DM.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would say comment because it's going to add to my engagement.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just more like genuine DM because it's not like a public thing.
I like that. We're going to have to dive into that more.
Yeah.
Using trending audio or a custom original song that is not a custom AI song?
I think trending just because it captures attention and people have seen it before. So I think there's familiarity with there.
Yeah, love that. Sharing your day vlog style or sharing your expertise?
Oh, I'm getting better at talking to the camera, but I'm not 100% there yet. So I would say vlog style just because I'm more about like what's happening.
Yeah.
So, but I want to get better at expertise.
Love.
What about
you? Definitely expertise.
Yeah.
Having 10,000 followers or having 1,000 followers? One meaning lower engagement, one meaning higher engagement.
I definitely want more people to engage. And I also think visibility equals opportunity. So the more people that are locked in, the more likely you are to get opportunities from that. So it's a numbers game. I would go high.
No nuts. Live video or pre-recorded video?
Pre-recorded. I hate going live.
I freaking love live. I love it. Let's do it live. Last one, turning off all notifications or having all notifications on?
I love the notifications, but I have to address each one. So I like to know And then I'm like, okay, close them out. So
0 notifications for me. I don't want one.
you don't want
none
any.
of them.
Yeah,
None of
that's
them.
so wild.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments too what you guys think.
Let us
This
know.
or that. Are these hot takes at all? Or do you agree with me? You agree with Elena? Let us know.
I feel like this whole podcast, you'll be seeing a little bit about where we differ. We come together on a lot of things, but we are very different. So it'll be fun to share more of that. So
But the values is the most important.
are aligned,
which is
yes.
very much aligned.
Okay, I'm really excited about our next segment. We're actually going to sit down with the founders of Star Room. And if you haven't noticed, we're in a beautiful studio. This show is powered by Charlotte Star Room. So we're going to chat with them, get the behind the scenes. They're
a power couple.
A power
which I'm
couple.
very
They do
excited
a
about.
lot of really great things in the community. So stay tuned. We'll be back with them, and you guys are going to love this combo. Okay, guys, we are back for a very special segment. And we have some really special guests today on the pod. Charlotte Star Room, where we are, this beautiful studio. And I'm so excited for you guys to get to know the founders because they are people I admire and look up to and love working with. So, guys, welcome to your studio and our show. How
Thank
are
you. Welcome.
Yes,
Welcome.
I'm obsessed with the space, first and foremost. Thank
Same.
you guys for having us. This is
Gorgeous.
awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Let's make this, a staple. I like you guys here. This
Yeah.
is perfect.
We're here and ready to go. Okay, so I wanted to kick it off because you guys do so much in the community, and I want to hear a little bit of background on how you guys came to Charlotte. You guys are married, so give us a little bit of a story of how we got here to kick us
Partners
off.
and all the words.
In all of the words.
Yeah.
Kick us
How do we
off.
get here?
Yeah.
How did we get here?
long time
how long
ago.
do we have? How
I
long is
know,
this
right?
podcast? Well,
Hit us with the
we
high
can do
level.
the bullets.
Yeah.
On that one. There's a couple things we can skip over. Luckily, there was barely Facebook at that point. We're not that.
We're not that old.
Instagram was around. It's true. Actually, it was MySpace. Is how.
We met.
Did
We
y'all
met.
have an?
Wait, that's
are
how
you
you
joking?
met.
No, but not
What
really.
Was your theme song? Oh my gosh.
Is that weird?
Like, what was the first song that you heard when you got to your profile?
Mine was DJ Khaled.
Yeah. We
I
take it
love-
over.
Yeah.
We
We're
take it
taking
over.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, we
Yes.
love. Yeah, validation that these guys are cool. Like, they get it.
And
Okay.
how long did it take to get on each other's top 8?
I feel like it was right at the time when MySpace was actually kind of like falling off.
It was falling
It was
off.
the end of that period.
I love this.
We're past
Yeah.
the top 8 then, basically. Top
We were
five.
just BBM pals,
Yeah.
you know?
BBM.
BBM pals. Yeah.
I love.
That was
Blackberry.
my-
Blackberry
Yeah.
for
anybody who
for anyone
doesn't
who
know.
doesn't know.
Elder
Yeah.
millennial.
Yes.
That was
So-
my pickup line.
It's too
Okay,
much.
don't go into it. All right.
Okay, so you guys met back in MySpace era. Okay, how did you guys decide to, because you guys both have had past lives, like
Yeah.
you guys have done a lot of things in your lifetime. So when did you guys decide, like, okay, this is it? And then when are we going to into business together?
When I met Levin, he was editing editing music videos, and I was doing music management. Our worlds always collided, but then I started bringing him out for different artists that I had on shoots to film them, and we just kept doing more things like that together. And then we decided then a lot of time goes by, and then we decided to move to Charlotte because it was recommended to us by my sister because she had come here for a job. And we came here and we knew that we wanted to open up a studio and collaborate together. So we found our location. It's been 11 years. 11 years. And we started out a little differently. We had the music aspect and the video.
Always production, yeah.
Always production.
But it's evolved.
But
for
it's
sure.
evolved, yeah. And then right away we were working with creatives. We had amazing, the Charlotte scene, the people, everyone was coming in. It was really it was a great time. Early on, all different kinds of talent and just creatives wanting to get involved in music or in video. And we knew that we definitely had something special here.
Yeah, I mean, with business and in life, the partners you pick obviously are pretty much like the most important decisions you can make. I definitely will tell my sons that.
Me.
Yeah, our sons. Be careful, marry the right person, right? But we saw how compatible we were together in life, and then we worked together in New York and Los Angeles. We came here, and it was organic, and we made each other better. I mean, at least she made me better, I can say, right? I know I could say that. I don't know if it goes both ways. And so, yeah, it was natural. It was of course we're going to work together, I guess it felt like, and kind of just evolved from there. I mean, music and video, marketing and video, the arts, our families are artists. So it kind of all fits together like a puzzle.
And I love hearing New York and LA and then coming to Charlotte. And for me personally, I moved from New York and came to Charlotte. It's obviously a very big difference, but what have you noticed that has made Charlotte such an amazing place for you to build your business?
That's a good question. When her sister recruited us here, like a lot of Northerners will recruit other Northerners.
It's
so
true.
true.
It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
And she's an agent as well, so of course it comes naturally. We saw the opportunity of a growing community here that was like, more tangible to work to grow within and be a part of than like a New York or a Los Angeles where there's a million things going on. Tons of amazing things, but here we can make more of an impact quicker together with other people, and we quickly found a community. And it was kind of the idea that like all boats rise together, and I think that's why we're here now. All of us is like our belief in each other and how we help each other along the way.
Amen. Beautiful.
Well, I was going to say, you were working with Charlotte is Creative, one of our other favorite organizations, doing the creative morning stuff. And that's how I found out about you guys, just for some background. And I think it's helpful to know. When I was at my previous company, a couple companies ago, we were looking for a video team, and it was like we had 19 submissions. And I felt like y'all's dynamic was, I mean, not only was your work phenomenal, but like your dynamic, the team, I felt like you guys really had it together. It was like you had this space already that I felt like when I could toss you an idea or a vision, you guys would go make it happen. I mean, it was like such a great working relationship, and how we've landed here today. But like you guys, I mean, how we found you was through the community, because so many people had said good things about you guys. So,
And
you
I want to
guys
back that up
definitely-
because
yeah.
I found out about you guys through Creative Mornings, through Charlotte is Creative, and you all did such an incredible job when I was one of the keynotes. I mean, that's what I use for my speaker reel, is the amazing work that you guys did, and I'm really grateful.
Amazing.
Awesome.
I know.
Creative
Yeah.
Mornings
Power of community.
encapsulates
Yeah.
like what we're talking about. We've been there since the beginning, where our team, us, we're there every month, and it's the evolution of what that has become is the proof of what Charlotte has here.
And how consistent y'all are. That's the other thing. Is,
Oh, thanks.
I mean,
Truly.
it's amazing.
It's been how many years?
It was 2015, 2016. They're coming up on the 10 year
10 years.
10 year now.
Yeah.
too.
Exactly. And that's when I moved
Yeah.
from New York.
Yeah.
So y'all were one
and
of the
that's
first
when,
people I
yeah,
heard about.
that's when we
Yeah.
started. Long time.
And thanks to you for like having that meeting with us when we first worked together, like directly
Yeah.
at North Carolina. It's like we had the vibe where we clicked out of 19 other competitors, like you said. But also like the quality of the work. I'm happy that shone through as well, because you weren't going to choose us, hopefully, if our work wasn't.
No, I mean, the work was like, I only,
You guys
are personality.
Yeah. Our personalities were really
Cool.
great, and the work was yeah.
Well, we got a lot of really great submissions, but like the first thing I saw was the work, and then I was like, okay, I'm into this. Like, let's set up a meeting, and then it was like, okay, the vibe's there. We have a good thing going. I think that's one of y'all's strengths, if I can say so, is that you guys really try to understand like every client's needs and then try to go for it. And there's nothing that you won't try or do. Like, you're always on it. So definitely want to hype you up there, because you guys do such a great job. But I'd be curious as to like, you guys have evolved from music to marketing to video. Obviously, there's been some through lines, but what does that evolution look like? Because now you're here with podcasting, and you have this studio and you have this space. How have you seen the landscape evolve, and how do you feel like you're keeping up with it?
But we're always
Okay.
always molding to
Yeah.
new things and trying out new things.
Yeah, I mean, that's the industry. Like, you have to adapt. Things are
Yeah.
going faster and faster than they ever have before. And we always have kept the same core, which is like authentic brand storytelling, like going back all the way, is that we're telling stories. They've gotten shorter. We're doing them faster.
Yeah.
But the same core essence of how we go about it really hasn't changed, and how we work with people. And so that's what pulls out the authentic human piece of what we do, whether it's music, it's marketing, it's video production, content in some form.
And I'd say that speaks back to also the team. Like, yes, Levin and I are married and we're close. So we always have this comfortability with each other. And I feel like we're really good at becoming comfortable with, whoever the client is. Like, we just vibe well. But our team, we have a really amazing team of people. And we all together have to vibe really well. So everyone that is here with us is like family. I know that sounds cheesy, but it's actually real. And that's what works for our clients too. Because right away we can like sync in with them. They can trust us. We trust them, and we work together. And I think that's one of the most important parts.
I have no musical talent, but Chuck says we're like a band, and I think that's like a
Yeah.
good point.
Hey, I like
Love
that.
it. And I'll back that up too with Allie being on your team, and she was my former intern before she was working for y'all. And
The power of community.
the power of
Yeah.
community. There you go.
I love that.
It's a small, big city.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It truly is. Okay, so we know like everybody has a phone in their pocket at all times. How do you guys evolve with that? And how do you make stories feel impactful, especially with the production level that you guys are in? It's a lot different than a phone, but what kind of clients lean on you guys for that expertise?
There's a place in the feed for a variety of content, and clients that come to us know that, yeah, we're not going to show up with the iPhone 17. We're going to show up with a bunch of cameras and need like a room to put all our stuff. But what you get with that is like a certain, level of brand quality that is different and complements phone content as
That's
well.
the key.
Yeah.
Compliments.
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, that's essentially it.
I saw you guys at an event the other day and you guys were doing these like behind the scenes confessionals in the room. So they turned out so great, but obviously it's like an elevated event. It's a charity event. You want it to feel really polished and you want it to feel really good, but you guys still got like the funny moments. Like it's still gonna feel authentic. It's just
It just takes it up.
takes it up a little bit of a notch,
yeah.
yeah, which I think it's good for brands to have who are really, I mean,
And if you're going to use the phone too, it's just right, which everyone does. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It complements it. It elevates that as well because it's making it all feel like a cohesive one
Yes.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a wedding content creator, and I'm working with the photographer, with the videographer, and then they have the content creator.
Right. It's a
complements.
combination of it all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
here to compete. It's the client. They want all of it, right?
Yeah.
They want
Yeah.
the high quality stuff. They want the behind the scenes. They want the raw photos.
Right. There was definitely some funny moments at the Isabel Santos Foundation
Yeah.
event, in the confessional booth,
Yeah.
the Bravo confessional booth. But we were filming, as an example, like we were filming with our, high-end cameras as well as the phone. So we
Yes.
put out immediate confessional content for people to grab on Dropbox and post. But we were also filming for horizontal, long-form content for Isabel Santos to do brand storytelling, case studies about all the expansions efforts they're doing. So we're doing it all at
amazing.
the same time, and they all have different, usages.
And that takes a team to be able to do that. You can't have one person do every single one of those at the same time, and that's amazing.
speaking from a one-person team.
Yeah, I can't do it. I need y'all. Y'all got to be there with me.
No, for sure.
Yeah. It's more fun together, too.
Yeah.
It so is, yeah. Okay, so I wanted to jump into, do you have any advice for anybody who might be tired of doing it alone and wants to level up their content? Like, when is the time to like ask for a team? When is the time to level up with a team? Because you guys reiterate how you are an extension of these teams for creators.
If you're
for
feeling,
corporate.
the time is if you're feeling it, like you feel like you need it, that's the time.
Yeah.
It's like it depends what you're working on particularly, but like if you're feeling like I need help or I want to elevate this to the next level, then you reach out to a team that is going to help you and be a voice of like a bunch of voices instead of just your own. It's helpful to bounce ideas, to talk things. It's hard to just keep expanding on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every client comes in with like different needs, and those evolve as they, the more we talk and get to know each other. And like we're after a partnership model, as much or more so than one-offs, because we like to, grow with that team and help them in a lot of different ways, and that's always different. So we like it's very customized to say that like however you might be like needing some help, we're helpers in a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Awesome.
I love that.
I would just ask some, I think you guys are such a boss couple, and I think it's amazing when you have the dynamic of the husband-wife team and to be able to have the personal side of your marriage, but then also have the business side. So how are you guys managing that? Are there specific tips for someone who eventually would love to be a boss couple with another person?
I think it definitely doesn't work for everybody.
I love it. There's
We're
the special. I was
special.
looking for. Yes.
Definitely doesn't work for everyone. I think that Levin and I, our personalities, like we get along really well. And we definitely like push each other in different ways, like strong opinions. But like
Yeah.
but we both are encouraging and
Yeah,
we listen to each other. And I think that's, listening to each other. And there's different seasons, like sometimes one can take more of the lead and the other one can like, support a little more and vice versa or together. But I think that we just find our flow as we go.
And you have kids too. So
Yeah,
you're like
having
juggling
kids,
that too.
that really, that changed everything. So that was a big other change, but
Yeah.
in a good way. But like, just like how our business has evolved, we evolve as well.
Well, even just in this segment, you're talking about listening to each other, just seeing the way you guys are interacting here, and you're not speaking over each other. You're looking at each other, listening.
Locked in.
I'm seeing that just in person. So obviously that works well in business negotiations and listening to what people are saying. So that's awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
We do our best.
Anything? Do you guys like share inspo back and forth with each other? Like, does that ever happen?
Well, yeah, I send Levin ideas all the time,
time,
of things
yeah.
that I think like, oh, this would be good, or look at this.
I receive inspo for sure.
I don't know if he's always looking at it. I'm like, did you look at it? He's like, what are you doing on there every second? Like, I just saw this and I think it's a really good idea. But also keeping us on our toes are, again, a team, because, we can't be on top of everything, and they keep us.
Like,
Yeah,
God,
he's
they
young,
keep us
we're
so
for sure.
young. That's funny.
I mean, I think the more that everything is getting AI'd, my grandmother, who passed me her artwork collection, she's an abstract expressionist. We used to talk about this before AI was a thing. Artistic intelligence, another AI, and I think that is even more valuable now in juxtaposition to all the AI stuff. And we use AI, of course, for things, of course, to support. But I think like our authentic stuff has maintained and created a new sense of value in social, in however the exact format of the cuts come together.
I think we're going to start seeing that more, that AI content is going to be flooding our feeds, and people are going to be looking to that more real, authentic, like, and also like what's coming from your brain and your lived experience and your personal creativity that you can bring to the table. I mean, we're seeing that now. It's like, yeah, anybody can make this, but how are we going to put that human touch on it?
When you spoke at Creative Mornings, that's exactly what Elena was speaking about. You're right. People are going to be looking for what is AI and what is not. And so the human aspect is going to be huge.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the proof of reality and how important that is, but just the behind the scenes stuff. You guys are already like seeing the behind the scenes content do really well. Like anytime you've done like a trending video or like a behind the scenes, like meet the team, that's not overly polished. Like those end up performing so much more, or just go crazy because people are just like, I don't know, I'm tired of feeling sold to. Like I want the behind the scenes. I want the good stuff.
That's
like
why people like reality.
Exactly. Exactly.
They want the connection. They want to feel it.
I want to see your grandmother's art too.
It's amazing.
Sure.
It is beautiful.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that sounds fantastic.
Thank you. You guys would have liked her. She was a strong woman.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well, and that's what this segment is all about. So we want to feature really great people doing great work. You guys are the start of it because we're here, and we're so grateful to be able to work with a team that really just gets it and gets us. So you guys are kicking it off in such a great way. But moving forward, we'll feature some really great charlatans and just some great people that we're seeing in the social scene who can share some advice and life updates.
Yeah.
Queens
so
and
thank you
kings
guys.
of the Queen City.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate it. And thanks for having us.
Thanks
Of
for
course.
having us.
Yeah, I'm
Yay.
excited to watch behind the scenes.
Oh.
Yeah, behind the
Let's
scenes.
keep them rolling.
Yeah, let's do it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.